Well, 1 week ago on July 1st, some major changes to the workers' compensation system went into effect under a new workers' compensation law. Attorney Jim Higgins with the Higgins Firm recently stopped by to tell you everything you need to know. Jim, great to have you back.
Thank you.
All right, the Tennessee legislature made some big changes that are already in effect. This just happened. What are some of the highlights of that? What happened?
Well, it's huge changes to our workers' compensation system. I mean, drastic changes. So if you are hurt on July 1st of this year, you're going to have totally different benefits than if you would have been hurt on June 30th or before. You still get comp, but they really narrowed it down.
So what are some of those big changes?
The biggest ones, I think, from a personal, an employee standpoint, is really just going to get a lot less for a permanent life-changing injury, anywhere from 25 to 70% less than if you would have gotten hurt last month. So that's really, I think, going to be hard on a lot of working families. The other thing is it's gone from a court system. It used to be in a current case or an old system case now, if we had a dispute, couldn't decide what the case was worth, well, we'd go to a judge or a chancellor, and they would help us decide. Well, it's all been removed from the court systems, and now they're all decided by administrative judges that are appointed by the legislature or the governor. So those are the biggest things. There's a lot of really big changes from, like, what I would say a lawyer's standpoint.
Yeah.
If you look at it and read it, you would probably put you to sleep. But there are changes that, we've had work comp cases, and I've handled these cases for 20 years, both defended and prosecuted. And so there's a lot of small changes in this that we're all still kind of feeling around as to how it's going to impact the employee. But it's a big difference.
Yeah, and if someone watching today was hurt June 30 or before, what should they do?
Yeah, they're fine. I get a lot of the calls from my clients because they've read about these changes or heard us talking about them, and so they're like, do we need to finish our case now before all the changes go to effect? And you don't. It really depends on the date you were hurt. So if you were hurt on June 30th, report it. Hopefully you report it, then you're going to be okay. It's not going to concern you. And I'll tell you, as far as one of the other big changes is reporting the injury. The old law, it's enough for you to go in and tell your employer, hey, I just got hurt. Or if they saw you, that's good enough. Under the new one, they're a little more strict about making a written report of your injury. So if that happens to you at work, your employer should have a form. Fill it out.
Yep. Note all those details.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about the practical impact of this law. What would you say that is?
Well, I think practically it's going to be a little less benefits. You're going to have this administrative system that we'll have to go through. I think practically there's probably going to be a lot more, it's much tighter. I'll tell you, they sold the system or said that these changes were coming about because they're more business friendly, and they are, because the benefits aren't there. You're still entitled to some help. So don't just give up. If you're hurt at work, give us a call. We can tell you, what your benefits should be, if you're getting treated right, if you're getting everything you're entitled to, because there still are protections under the compact for people. All
right, Jim, thanks so much. Some great timely advice.
Thank you.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-924-8500 or check them out at higginsfirm.com.